Yeah, it's a big one. I think it's for us to be able to hold on to the lead that we established early in the first half, and took some shots in the second half, especially in that third quarter when it could have really unraveled, and we were able to um, to show some resolve there and bounce back. And we had a great defensive effort in that fourth quarter, so I'm extremely proud of this team.
We'll go to Isabel, second on your left.
Hi, Coach. Isabel Gonzalez, CBS Sports. There was a moment in the first half where Camilla was under the basket and she was, really fighting to get the ball. She finally got that rebound and the layup, and Angel Reese was just standing right there with her arms up, celebrating her. So I'm wondering, how often do you see moments like that from Angel, and what's her relationship like with her teammates when we don't see them on the court?
And that's our team. I think that's a large reason to why we've continued to show the fight that we have now, because we're a unit in the locker room, and we kind of tune out what the outside has to say for us because we know what we have inside. And it's just a matter of time until we're turning things around. And so, but they're connected, they're together. They celebrate each other's success. They play with joy, and that's what we want, and that's what we want consistently. And so, to be able to do that tonight against the best team in the league, it's huge for us.
Go to Brian, then Andy, then Mike.
Coach, in the first half, I thought you guys played like some of the best basketball I've seen this season. What was just your thoughts and just what was working well?
Yeah, it was clicking. I think that our offense was moving pretty well. We were able to create some balance with how we wanted to play on the perimeter, but then also initiating it inside as well. I thought Angel Mill really set the tone early. Angel was aggressive, and I've said it before when she's aggressive, and we're a better basketball team because of it. And so, I think that, and also defensively, it was we came in locked into the game plan, and we didn't let up. And I thought that it was a really good effort from us on both ends of the floor, especially in the first half.
Hey, Coach. The Lynx scored 81 points. A lot of times that could be enough to win a game in this league, but your offense outpaced them the entire time, even when they were trying to make a comeback attempt. When it comes to the pace of play that you emphasize, is this really the vision that you were trying to sell people on, and how good this offense can be and how it can outpace opponents?
Yeah, I think pace is different for different coaches and different teams. I think for us, it's we definitely want to take advantage of opportunities in transition, but it's more so the pace of which we play within the half court. We want to cut hard. We want to sprint into screens. We want to sprint out of screens. We want the ball to move. And so for us, it's more of an emphasis on the pace once we've crossed half court as opposed to just racing it up. Because we do play a different style than most teams around the league in terms of having the two traditional post players. So Angel's somewhat traditional, I guess. But yeah, I guess with two bigs that don't necessarily stretch the floor, But I think they are developing more and more chemistry playing off of each other and how to space the floor when the other has the advantage inside, and just find different areas to be effective. And so, but yeah, I thought tonight that more often than not we played at the pace that we want to.
Go to Mike, Erica, then Mia.
Coach, you're going to see this team 2 more times in the next 10 days. Of course, you get the win here. Does the preparation change for any of these future meetings? Have you learned anything that you may change up going into Minnesota?
I think we take it from a game-to-game basis. I think that we try to make some adjustments from the last time we played them, even though we played them pretty well in Minnesota the first game. We didn't want to change too much, but there were some areas that we wanted to adjust to, and I'm assuming that it'll be the same once we watch the film from tonight. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of good to take from today, and then some areas that we got to clean up. The 19 turnovers are still a little bit too much for us, and where we would like it to be. But again, overall, I thought our defensive effort was really what carried us today.
Thank you. Similarly, but specific to something that you said yesterday regarding maybe getting some of the guards involved and at least giving the team opportunities to collect defensive rebounds. What did you see tonight? How do you think the team responded to that specific aspect?
I thought Michaela was huge on the glass for us today. Rachel and Ariel, I think, pulled down for each. But I thought Michaela was big for us outside of Camilla and Angel. But yeah, it's an all-out effort, and Minnesota puts you in some predicaments at times because of the way that they're able to space the floor. So rebounds are long sometimes because of the amount of threes that they shoot, and so you got to make sure that you got to find a body before you can get out and run on the offensive end. And so I thought collectively it was a good effort. We won the rebound and war pretty handily today, But we want that to be a staple of our team from a defensive and an offensive standpoint.
Good, yeah, second round, right?
In the third quarter, you mentioned how it could have gone a very different way. It's been all in the past, but you guys, were more resilient coming out of that third quarter. I was wondering, what did you see that's different from this team recently? Because the third quarter hasn't been as much of a problem. And like, who's a leading voice coming out of that third quarter when you guys might be feeling a little bit down?
I think we have several of them. I think on the floor, Angel's certainly a big voice to that, as well as Rachel. I think that on the bench, Mariah continues to be a huge voice even when she's not playing. But we got veteran leadership on that bench too. Kia's extremely involved. And then we have a great staff that continues to motivate from the bench as well. And so it's a complete. When I say team win, it's not just for the players that got minutes. It extends all the way to the end of the bench as well, and to our staff. And so I think tonight, again, I think to answer your question directly, we just make up in our minds that like we're not letting one mistake turn into two, turn into three. And earlier in the season, that would have been the case a lot of time. We would have been unraveling a little bit, but I think that focus and being able to stay in the moment and have a next play mentality has been kind of where the shift has kind of come over the last several games.
Got time for a few more. We'll go to Christian, Zachary, and Brian.
Christian, one sider. Coach, you seem like you had a real strategic flow to how you utilized minutes where it was Angel and Ewell and then Angel and Kamila. What were you kind of seeing there, and how have you kind of developed those lineups over the time? Because it seems like it's really working and flowing now.
Yeah, a lot of it is off of feel. I think that while Kamila was out, Angel and Elizabeth really established a pretty good connection. But before Kamila went out, then Kamila and Angel established a really good connection. And so we felt pretty good with how we wanted to rotate those three. It was just a matter of how we rotated everyone else within it. And Minnesota, they threw a big lineup at us, so we had to stay big at times, big a little bit longer than maybe we wanted to. But again, it's a game by game basis. You adjust as the game goes, and I think that at times you stray away from set rotations just because you never know how the game is going to go and the flow of it, and you just adjust to what you're seeing in front of you. So that's what we did tonight. That's what we've been doing the last few games.
Zachary, then Brian.
Hey, Coach. Not just with the win today, but given how you all have been playing these last 4 or 5 games, does that show the potential that this team has to be able to come out on top when everything is clicking together?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it was a huge boost for us in terms of just being able to again hold on to the lead and to come out on the right side of it against a championship caliber team. And I think that that's the mindset that we know that we've had, but it always feels better when you can kind of see it matriculate out in front of you. And so I think it's huge moving forward. At the end of the day, we still got to come back on Monday and do it again. It's not that we can't be complacent on what we did today. I think part of being a good team and establishing that culture is being able to replicate when you have nights like this consecutively. And so we're going to give everything that we got. We adjust what's necessary and hopefully put forth the same type of effort on Monday.
Brian.
Coach, you spoke about Minnesota and the big lineups. In the first half, there were some minutes there with Kamila and also Ewell on defense. Can you just kind of speak to what you saw there with their defensive activity?
Yeah, they haven't played together a whole lot this year, but it was an opportunity when Minnesota went big to kind of experiment with that and to spell some minutes for Angel to get her a little bit of rest here and there. I thought they did a decent job. I think that I'm not sure how much of that we'll see over the course of the season, but there will be opportunities based upon matchups where we'll be able to kind of see a little bit more of what that looks like. And then we just got to figure out, the offensive and defensive side of it when we do match up with them.
Last question, we'll go from here.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to find out, what lessons did you glean from last week's loss, and what were you able to specifically implement in this game, so especially down the stretch?
I think it's what we showed in the third quarter. I think, again, with a team like Minnesota, you can't. I spoke, before the game about how we jumped on them pretty good in the first quarter last game, and then let it all kind of go to waste in that second quarter. And for us to be able to put together a first half like we did tonight, it allows you to kind of absorb a little bit of the runs that they were able to go on for the rest of the game without putting you in too much of a hole. And so again, I think that attention to detail, that being able to kind of fix things in the moment as it was going, and not get too down on ourselves, or just staying locked into it. I think that that kind of carried us today, and that was the biggest adjustment from the player standpoint.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Coach.